Alright, there we go. Now I'm recording. Alright, so we're looking at polynomials, which are just groups of terms added together or subtracted, same kind of thing. So a term is a number and a variable. So if I'm going to look at like part A down here, 3x is a term, 9x squared is another term, 5 is another term. Those are all terms. So we're going to look at standard form of a polynomial, which is where terms are arranged from biggest exponent to smallest, and all like terms are combined.
Terms arranged from biggest exponent.
Biggest exponent to smallest, all like terms are combined. Make sure you guys are taking your notes, get your notebook checkpoints. Biggest to smallest, all like terms combined.
Am I supposed to like leave that here for you to check? I have that with me at 24/7.
No, just at the end of the chapter you'll show me. Like you take the test and you show me your notes.
Did we do this freshman year?
You did something similar. See, Algebra 2 is like taking everything from freshman year and just going more into
Amplifying it?
So you guys have talked about this kind of stuff before, but not in this detail. So if we're going to look at a degree of a polynomial, all that is asking is what's the biggest exponent? So we're going to look down here. We're going to write each polynomial standard form. We're going to classify it by degree, and we're going to do it by the number of terms. So let's look at the first thing. So in standard form means biggest exponent to smallest. So this one is kind of out of order. My biggest exponent is x squared. I'm going to go 9x squared. And as I do these, I'm going to cross them off just to help me keep track. My next biggest exponent is, what exponent's on this x right here, even though we're not writing it?
1.
1. So I'm going to go plus 3x. And then I got a plus 5. Alright, it's in standard form. I can't combine any like terms, so that's it for that part. We're going to classify it by degree, which is pretty easy. My degree, what's my biggest exponent?
X or 2x.
2. Just 2. My degree is 2. That's it. That part's easy. And then the number of terms are just how many things are we adding together? We are adding together 1, 2, 3 things. 3 terms. Pretty easy. Hardest part is just making sure you combine your like terms. So we're going to look at part B here. We are going to, let's combine our like terms first, and then we'll write it in standard form. So as I go through, I have an x. Do I have any other just x's in this part B right here?
No.
I got an x squared. Do I have any more x squareds?
No. Oh.
Yeah. So I have a 6x squared and a plus 10x squared. That's a minus 6, sorry. Negative 6x squared plus 10x squared is 4x squared. So I'm going to combine those. And then x to the 4 can't combine, negative 12 can't combine. Alright. So I combine these, now I'm going to write it in standard form. So my biggest thing is x to the 4. So I'm going to write that down and cross it out just so I know I did it. My next biggest exponent.
Nugget?
Terrible time talking today.
Nobody's hungry.
Man. I did start a diet
My
today, so I
nugget?
guess so. Class. All the freshmen came in with McDonald's and I could smell it all class. I can't help it.
This is true.
You let them eat in your class?
No, but they throw it away or put it on their desk.
There's a giant bag in the trash right there.
Yeah.
Did someone ever
All right.
come back for that Dairy Queen that was on
Yeah,
your desk?
Tyson ate it after school.
That was
What?
bad. I
That's
thought it was
gross.
sick.
Anyway,
I knew
so we
Bernie
start
would
off
eat
with x to the 4. Next.
Oh
You better take a break. You better go to the store.
4x squared.
You're shaking now.
4x. And minus 12.
What is that writing?
I don't know. My fingers are
Because
as
he has
bad
an
as my
8.
voice.
He has an 8
He had
today.
withdrawals from his Pepsi.
He has low blood sugar.
Oh, yeah. No, he has Pepsi in his cup.
Maybe it's regular though, or you're on a diet, maybe I'm not used to it. Getting the jitters.
Jitters.
Alright, that is a minus 12.
D is 4.
Alright, my degree is 4. That's my biggest exponent. And then my number of terms is also 4.
Oh, Jesus.
Also 4. Yep. Degree is your biggest exponent. Terms is the number of things you're adding together. All right. You know what? You guys want to practice one, or you want to just do the in class?
Let's do the in class.
In class.
Yeah, that's what I figured. All right. Skip these. Go to the in class down here.
Figure.
So write it in standard form. Classify it by degree and by number of terms.
Already, so how do you do this? Just kidding.
Don't be like the freshman.
Uh-uh.
They're like, oh yeah, go to the in class. Like, what do I do?
I can't do simple math.
So do the one in the box. We'll have somebody do it on the board for us.
I can't do simple math, Kofi. Oh
Ew,
god, Desmos
I
is
think
broken.
it's disgusting.
Desmos is broken.
Oh, you broke it.
Desmos
What'd
is
you do?
broken. Oh, internet's down actually.
I just said that.
Oh, that sucks.
I
see.
I can't do. What's negative 12 minus 9?
Oh, mine works.
-3, 12 minus
Is it really? I can't do math
Or
right now.
negative 21.
Guess you gotta do it by hand.
Right?
We gotta practice for smarter balance, because
12.
I don't think we've talked about this yet, but in smarter balance,
You
like
can't use a
20%
calculator.
of the problems you can't use calculators.
That's not.
See, at a time like that, I would think. No, I don't know. It's like.
Alright, I'll give you about another
That
30
negative-
seconds and somebody will do it on the board for us.
That negative really messed me up.
Which one?
Oh, what's
That's negative 18.
Yeah, what about it?
That's still gonna be negative.
Because it's by exponent.
Oh, okay.
The biggest exponent is 3, so that's just going to stay in front. Yep. So I don't care that this is negative. All I care about is the exponent.
Let me do it. Let me do it.
Calculator picks you.
No, you pick me. Calculator picks. Come on, it's my first day back. I'm not rusty either.
Gotta be easy into it. Gotta get used to this. You're gonna have math in half a
Dude,
year.
I got this right. What do you mean? You're stupid.
Alright, Helena. Put this one on the board for us. Here you
Okay.
That's
I
bad.
it right. I remember last time I did it, I had the pin upside down.
go. Alright, Helena's gonna do this on the board for us.
Okay, but I gotta press down.
You do.
Okay.
Muscles.
It's like writing.
So, first I combined like 7 and 4.
Yeah.
That's
You just write down everything after you're done.
Okay.
So you do combine the 4x and the 7x to get 11x. That's true. So we go negative 18,
Negative what?
x to the third. Okay, keep going. Yep. Plus 11x. And then minus 21. All right. So what's the number of degrees?
I don't know where any of them
Okay, so write that down.
I did that like freshman year in my health class.
My health class didn't learn.
All right, and then the number of terms.
3.
Also 3.
And tell Devin that 11x squared is, or 11x is not squared.
That is correct. It is not squared.
We
Because you're adding, combining, not multiplying.
No one Devin always tries to
I know, both of them doing so
bang on
good
the
too.
desk.
All right. So that is the first part of our lesson.
Wait,
So-
back. I need to see
You
if I
like
did it
that,
right.
Emma?
I'm not.
What?
And you can see mine.
The downbeats? I like the downbeats. I was
Okay,
down with the
okay.
downbeats.
I was
Alright.
right.
Did you hit on
I like that
So-
gate.
The other part of our lesson is we're going to be looking at the end behavior of polynomials.
Oh no, it's 21.
So, right now we're just going to look at the end behavior. Eventually, we are going to graph this without making a table, is what we're going to do eventually. So we've made tables before, like an XY table, you plug in X's, you get Y's. Eventually, we're going to do it without that. So, but right now, we're just learning about end behavior. So, end behavior just means as you go left or right, what is your graph doing? Is it going up or down?
Up.
So, if I'm looking at this graph, as I go left, what am I doing at the end?
Going up. Up.
What about as I go right?
You're going up.
So my end behavior is up and up.
Up and up. Okay,
Alright, how about this
Go
one? As
for
I
it,
go left,
too.
what am I doing?
Down and
As
down.
I go right,
down,
down and
down.
down.
Down, down.
This one is down, but as I go right, it's up. So down and up. And then up and down. Oh, nope.
Oh my god.
Cookie.
There we go.
Down and up.
Do you really have to get this behavior?
Don't do that then.
Up, down, up.
Alright, so if we look at these ones down here, we're going to find our end behavior just real
Down,
quick.
up.
So as I go left, what's my graph doing?
Oh, down.
Down. And as I go right, what am I doing? Up.
I did it
And
backwards.
you can just abbreviate D and U for down and up.
Can we do down and up?
On this one, as I go left, I'm going down. As I go right, I'm going down. This one is down and down.
Well, you go up and down.
At the end, though, I don't care about this middle part yet.
Oh.
So I don't care about this part yet. All I care about are the ends.
Is that the next lesson?
Kind of this one, but most of the next one. Alright, that's in behavior. But it's easy when we look at a graph. What we're going to do mostly is we are going to look at our equation and say the in behavior from there. So without looking at a graph, what's our in behavior? And we're going to use this nice table right here. So, in order to find in behavior, we need it in standard form. And then we're going to look at the leading term. The leading term just means the first one. When it's in standard form, the leading term is just the first one.
First one.
So I'm going to look at part A here. My leading term is this first one. It's in standard form already. So all I care about for in behavior is 4x to the 3. I don't care about this other piece. I don't care. Doesn't matter. So I'm going to use this table to help, or this table right here to help tell me my in behavior.
Positive.
So on my leading term, it's 4x to the 3. The number in front is our a right here, and my exponent is in. And I'm just going to see where these two things match up. So I'm going to look, is my a positive or negative?
Positive.
It's positive. So I'm going to look at this top line, and it's going to be one of these two options. Is in even or odd?
Odd.
So my in behavior is down and up.
Wow.
So all we're doing is matching up where the two things meet. We're matching up where the row meets the column. A was positive, in was odd, they match up right there. My in behavior is down and up.
Oh wait, how did? Oh, okay, never mind.
Because, so when you do these, especially when you do them on the homework, you need this table just to help you out. So that was our first one. Let's go to part B here. So is part B in standard form already? Is it in standard form?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Part B is in standard form. When it's in standard form, all I care about is the leading term. Negative 2x to the 4. So I don't care if it's other garbage. Garbage. Right now. Right now. Alright. So I have A is in front right here. That's my A. My N is my exponent. Alright, so let's look. Is A positive or negative?
Negative.
So that means I'm going to go down here to this bottom row. Is in even or odd?
Even.
So that means they meet right here.
I said it
So it's down and down.
Chill.
Oh, this makes sense now. I didn't get it last time.
Alright, on this one down here, I want you to tell me the end behavior. On your own, next in class problem. Tell me what the end behavior is.
Look at here.
Okay. So we don't talk about all the first, right?
No, you do.
No, you have to.
So we just do negative A's and X3.
Wait, this is what we just did on this side of the box. It is.
No, or my
It's the same one.
Which one?
Yeah, but you have to just down.
Yeah, you just gotta add one card.
Isn't it just
It's DP.
up and
Down.
This is the same
It
bit.
Yes, it is. But not even hard.
Why we don't put it in that
Austin?
forward?
Yes.
I'm confused.
Cross it out.
I know, so I
Yeah.
Yes, hold it.
I was just like,
Oh, yeah,
It's this one. It's the same problem.
So, don't forget, make sure it's in standard form, then look at your leading term.
So you can see
What am I supposed to say? Like, how do I find that out?
So if your D3
I'll put on
is an
Janice
odd,
and I wreck this
that's
subject.
negative.
Just this one.
Did she get an A?
If I wreck the subject, you mean barely pass.
Or you
It's
D.
grade with a
Shut
three, right?
up!
Then, yes.
That does not sound like cable.
He's
Your
joking.
grade was pretty good.
And I passed my smarter balance, so I mean.
That's true.
Why did you do
That's a
that?
plus.
Hmm?
All right.
Last year.
So, Carissa, what's our end behavior?
When
Down.
the heart came out?
Up, down, up,
What?
down.
Up and down.
Work
I just
sample.
say like, up and down.
Yeah. All right. Up and down.
Alright, there's a UD.
What?
We just write UD.
Do U and D.
You said it out loud.
I do U/D.
Sure.
I'll tell her all the answers before she even do
So
it.
they can't draw a fancy answer.
That's not right, scratch this out.
All right. And then we got one last thing, and that'll be it. This lesson is all like kind of quick little things that we're all gonna fit together later. So we looked at in behavior. We're gonna look at turning points. We're gonna look at turning points. So, hey, hush, we're almost done. Gosh.
Almost like
Lisa, you okay up there?
Yes.
Calm down. Alright, we're gonna look at turning points, which is a place where our graph changes direction. And we're just gonna label how many turning points does each graph has. So if I look at this first graph, I'm going up, and do I ever change direction and start going back down?
No.
So this has 0, and I'm going to abbreviate turning points as TP, because I'm lazy. Alright, let's look at this graph right here, my second one. I'm going down, and then right here in the middle I start going back up, right?
Yeah.
So this is 1 turning point. Alright, let's look at this third one. I'm going up, but do I ever start going back down in this one?
No.
No, I level up. I don't go up very quick, but I still keep going up. So this one also has 0 turning points. So it levels off, but it doesn't stop going up. Alright, this one, we're going up, and then I got 1, 2. This one has 2 turning points. There really isn't any other way to do these, unless you want to make a table, make like a big huge table and compare the Y values. There really isn't any good way to do this other than to graph it. So plug it into Desmos and see where it turns.
How come there's not 3 in the last one?
This one?
Down, and
So we start out going up, right?
yeah.
1 change direction, 2 change direction.
Oh.
So
You don't count the
this,
first one?
yeah, we don't count this first because we start going up. All we care about is the change direction. I change once right here. I change the second time there. This one I changed once right in the middle. This one didn't change. I slowed down when I ever changed. All right. So on this next one, it's actually your exit ticket.
Yeah.
So you're gonna tell me what's the in behavior and how many turning points are there. For your turning point, you're gonna have to graph it.
What if you can visualize it in your head?
I would say you need to be in a harder math class. All right, that's it. So do your exit ticket. I will turn on Socrative in just a second, and I'll put your homework on Google Classroom.
I believe I achieved a higher level of greatness.